Homestead, how the heck are you today? Uh, Probably saw the title of this video and thought to yourselves, now even Rich is doing clickbait. I wish that was the case, okay? But it's not. And so, um, this upcoming video will explain it all. Well, some of it to you. And eventually I'll get my head all around everything to where I can talk more in depth, but right now that's about all I'm kind of a private guy, okay? And especially when it comes to personal stuff, very few people I share a lot with. So, that being said, it's an interesting video. Kind of tells you where everything's at. And maybe it's time y'all give me some advice, because I'm sure looking for some, how to weather the storm and come back out on top. So let's get about it. And I hope you folks are having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you in just a second. Tennessee Homestead, how the heck are you today? This is a video that I never thought I'd have to make, but I do. And that's mainly because for the past year, we've kind of shared a little over a year now. I've been sharing our ups and downs, and that's what I told you we would do, is share our ups and downs. And this one is one that I've been working on for a few months now, and a little over, well, about that, yeah. A couple of months, 3 months. And it's now time for me to talk with you openly and honestly about what's going on here on Homestead. Now, there was 2 schools of thought. Just shut down the channel and go about business. And that, to me, would be totally unfair, because many of you out there have become friends, okay? And I can't see doing that. Secondly, I guess I'm a firm believer in an old Southern saying: when life hands you a pile of lemons, put it in your sweet tea, honey. You know, that's all you can do. Make the best of whatever life hands you. And here recently, life handed me an interesting situation. And don't get me wrong here. Was married to a wonderful woman. And love of my life. Yeah. But a few months back, she made the decision she didn't want to be married anymore. Now, before y'all start making rumors and stuff, I'm not a drinker. I don't chase women, and I've never lifted a hand to the girl, ever. Okay? So scratch those off your things that just flashed through your mind. Not positive of all of it. I think it was just some little things that mounted up and became a little much. So I'm going to be leaving the farm. Yeah. She's buying me out, and I'm moving on. You know, if you can't fix it, there's no point in dragging your feet and making the situation worse. I've never lived my life that way, and I don't plan to start now. Not much you can do. Once you're sure that that's where she wants to be, then you respect that and move on. And that's what I'm getting ready to do. Okay? And at first I thought, well, you know, you don't really have a homestead, and you're not sure at that time, not sure where I was going to be or anything else. But, okay, as I've pieced my future life together a little bit, I started to realize something. I'm in a boat that many of you are right now. You don't have a place. You know, you're just starting out. You got a little backyard and things of this nature. Is Rich looking for land? Yes, he is. Okay. And will Rich get back to homesteading? Probably not on the scale I am now. And there's a reason for that, age. Um, but am I looking for, 20, 30 acres to build a little place on and maybe to an off grid kind of thing? And raise some cattle and goats and chickens and so forth. Yeah, I'm going to be working on building that. But for right now, I'm going to be in a rural setting with doing things like getting my Jeep fixed up. I'll finish that. That's one of my projects on new life things to do. It is set for years, and it's time to get the beast back on the road, and that's what I'm going to do. I have got to get there. Matter of fact, I'm going to be there at my new place the 1st of April. And one of the first priorities I have is to put in a small garden. I'll take you along on that adventure. Now, will I have to be using chemical fertilizers and things of this nature? Yes, I am. Because I'm not going to have the time this year to get the soil amended and to get manures down and things of this nature. I am blessed that the fellow that I'm leasing this little bit of land and so forth from is he's got cattle. So I talked to him about, you don't mind if I go out and steal some manure out of your pastures, do you? So, and it did feel good. I was up petting the cows today with them. So yeah. So yeah, it's a new stage in my life. I didn't think at my age to be starting all over again, but that's the cards that the Lord dealt me, and I'm going to have to deal with them and look for the reasons. What in my life is He's trying to deal with me on. Okay, and because anytime you run into hardships in your lifetime, you need to start looking at what's the Lord trying to tell me here. And in these days, He's dealing with a lot of us, folks. I mean, it is what it is. So I don't know how long I'm going to talk about this, but it's going to be a new and different Tennessee homestead, and come along for the adventure of how somebody goes from the little rental place with a small garden back to acreage and build a homestead, because I've got to do it all over again. And it'll be interesting. And plus, you might learn a few things about fixing up an old Jeep. So, you got to keep smiling, folks. No matter what you're handed, if you let it beat you down, you never get back up. And you have to get back up. That's one of the, I guess, the traits of a homesteader. If you go back and look at some of Danny and Wanda's videos down at Deep South Homestead, he's been there, been there, done that. He's suffered losses, had to restart his life virtually again. Many of us do. And it kind of took me by surprise. All right, really did. But, and you walk around the first little bit just in shock of, why? But, you just can't dwell on that too much. You have to look at, if this is the way it's going to be, what's the next steps? Where do I go from here? How do I put my life back together? And what changes do I need to make in my life that the Lord is trying to tell me about? And this one's a hard lesson, so I'm sure it's a biggie. Okay. But, spend more time on the knees and more time in His Word, and see if I can find the answer to that He can reveal it to me, and then make the change that needs to be made so that I'm the kind of person He's wanting me to be. I know that's getting off of religion a little bit, which is not a good thing for YouTube. Politics and religion, the Lord and I do them both. It's a wonder I got more than 2 subscribers. But I wanted to be honest with you folks and come straight up with you. This is going to be a new adventure for me. Going to start my life all over again. And, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about the loves of my life, and my wife and the kids have to be right up there. God, He's, of course, at the top of that list. But I also looked at my younger years and where was I the happiest at? And I got to be honest with you. Sitting straddle of about 900 pounds worth of iron running down the road was one of the most pleasurable things in my life. One of my main loves of my life. Always has been. In Las Vegas, I gave it up because you just are playing Russian roulette riding a motorcycle in Las Vegas. Those people run over you. But here, I got some beautiful roads. I mean, wonderful place to ride. And I may do that. Take you along for that, too. So the channel is going to be changing. And that's hard. I've put my heart and soul into this place, and it's going to be very difficult to up and walk away. But that's my only option, really, other than to fight and carry on and let some lawyers make a lot of money off of the both of us contesting things, and that's just not my style. Okay. Because if she thinks that that's where she wants to be, then I have nothing else to say but okay. And move along. I mean, that's it, folks. And so, yeah, Rich is going to be starting his life all over again. And I hope you come along for the ride. If not, I do understand. Okay, you're looking for advice and guidance in homesteading, and I'm going to be starting out square one again. And, it's going to be tough. I don't have that many years left in me, so I can't sit back and keep going, well, 5 years from now. No, I've got to get on it. And, but luckily I'm way out in the country and, surrounded by a large farm. And they even said, we'll let you help. So at least I'll keep my hands in it. Take you along for that too. So that's the situation, folks. That's what's going on here. And, it's kind of tough. But you just, like I said, make some lemonade or slice those bad boys up and put them in your sweet tea and move on. That's all you can do. So, I want to know, love yous and appreciate yous. And I thank you for being there all this time. And I hope you stick around. It might be interesting. But I do appreciate you guys. And if nothing else, feel free to tap me on the shoulder and ask for advice. I've learned a few things over the years. And now I'm going to have to put those things into play. I talk about folks starting out and getting out there and get it done. Maybe that's the lesson God's wanting to teach me. Not as easy said as done. And now He's going, you get out there and do it, boy, and show them how it's done. So here I go. New life, new adventure. So it's just going to be me. And eventually some cows and some goats and some chickens and a smaller homestead. But I've learned one thing. I'm going to lay that puppy out a whole bunch different so that I know that I can deal with it when I'm 80. This is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. Love you guys and appreciate you. You folks have a good day.